course, this is also a very beloved area to live in because the beach is so near. Yeah, the longest distance for Rostock people to go to the beach is 20 kilometers. This is 20 kilometers are approximately 13 miles, a little bit less. But to go 13 miles, you might either use public transport, you might use your car, but then you have to pay high parking fees. And yeah, people like going or riding there with their bikes to the beach. So there are many ways, in fact. Yeah, how was it? How did tourism develop here? This is also a quite interesting story. The first people who came here as tourists, so in front of us, by the way, there's the Neptune Hotel. The first people who came here who were not inhabitants of Warnemunde, they came here for health reasons. So they had medical treatment here, and they should have used the fresh air, the salty air for their diseases, or against their diseases. Sounds better maybe. And so they came here, and then if you see the houses, sometimes we had some kind of, yeah, these first part of the houses, you see that on the right, on both sides, kind of verandas. So which were first open spaces, later they covered them with glass. Yeah, and people who came here, they had to bring all their things like chairs and tables and dishes and all these things, and this was only later that people were provided with these things. So this all started in the 19th century, in the beginning of the 19th century. Yeah, today, if we have 5,500 inhabitants, we have by far more than 40,000 guests, not included the cruise ship passengers. So in front of us you can see the church of Warnemunde, which is the fourth one in this place. So and this church is the fourth because the very first one was too small. The next two burned down by chance, and then they built this one. Now a red brick one. That looks quite nice also if you're interested in churches. Go and see it from inside. So hopefully the bus can go through. You see the streets are pretty small. And those years when they built Warnemunde, there were no buses, of course. It's a one-way road, and the car comes towards us. Yeah, if you look at the car plates, you see people come from all over Germany. This, of course, was no Rostock person. Yeah, and in front of us a dune. Behind the dunes there's the Baltic Sea. Left of us the Neptune Hotel, which is somehow the landmark of Warnemunde. But also the lighthouse, which we will see a little bit later, but we can't pass it. And the Teapot. The Teapot is a nice restaurant in a very nice shape. It has a very special shape. So and here on the left side, a nice promenade where you can walk on. I hope to give you a feeling that you should come here in the afternoon hours now, after your tour. Yeah, here in Warnemunde you can buy every stuff, necessary and unnecessary stuff. Of course, it's also open on Sundays because it's a spa resort. For those we have special rules of when the shops might be open. Usually they should be closed on Sundays. So behind the trees on the right side, in front of the lighthouse, you can see the Teapot. Maybe you've seen it. This is what you always see in the skyline of Warnemunde. Yeah, and on the right side, and furthermore, we have many more of them. These both houses are senior residence houses. If you get a place here, then you can be a very lucky one. I told you, remember in the morning, that we have many older people who come here to spend the rest of their lives. Yeah, to get a place here, this costs a lot, of course, and needs to be booked in advance, maybe for some years. And then you can stay here or live here.